purpose of this video is to show you how to use an APA style guide to create your reference page. In this video, we are using the Purdue University Online Writing Lab APA style guide. At this point, when you're writing your reference page, you should already have identified your sources. So we will pretend that I am continuing to write my research paper on how to save money on gas. I have 3 sources. I've written my whole paper, and at this point I just need to write my reference page. So here I am on the Online Writing Lab's site, and I'm going to click on Research and Citation, and then I'm going to click on APA Style, and then the APA Formatting and Style Guide. And then here, I want to look at all the things that say Reference List, because these are the guides that will show me what to do with a reference. When you are using your style guide, you just need to figure out what type of source you have and then search through the style guide to find that type of source and then follow the example that the guide provides. So my first source here is from the school library database. This is a source, it's an article from an electronic database. It's a source with one author, and it's coming from the Corpus Christi Caller-Times, which is an electronic periodical. So I'm going to go to my Purdue OWL website, and I'm going to look for something that appears to be from an online periodical. So I'm going to go to Articles in Periodicals. So here I have the basic format of what it looks like. It's giving me a template. I have what to do with an article in a print journal and what to do with an article in an electronic journal. Since I found this online, that is the one that I'm going to go with. So it basically tells me it looks like I need an author name followed by a date. Okay, so here's my author name and my date. Okay, now if I look, they're only using the author's first initial, so I'm going to do the same thing here. And then there's a period. And then they only used just the year, so I'm going to do that as well. Then I have the title of the article without very many things capitalized, so I'm going to type that in the exact same way. Here are 10 driving tips on how to save on gas costs consumption. Okay? And then after that, they have the title of the periodical or the journal in italics with capitalized words. So I'm going to type that in as well. And so this is from the Corpus, okay, it's from the Corpus Christi Caller-Times. But we'll notice now I went on to my next page. Something important to notice, if you look at our example, is that there's a hanging indent. That means that the first opposite of a paragraph. In a paragraph, the first line of the paragraph is indented, and then the remaining lines are all the way at the left. And your reference pages reverse that, so the first line is all the way to the left, and the rest of the lines are indented. So I'm going to go to my next line, indent, and then put in the name of my journal. So it is Corpus Christi Caller-Times. And then the last thing is a whole bunch of numbers here. So you see I've got some in parentheses, some with dashes. So I'm not sure what those mean at this point. So I'm going to go back up to the basic format here to see if it tells me. Okay, so it tells me I'm doing the volume number, still in italics. Okay, so this is a newspaper. This actually doesn't tell me what the volume number is. Okay. So there is no volume number, so that doesn't apply. The issue number and the pages. Again, I don't have any of that. Okay, so I'm going to double check and see if there's a better way that I might be able to do this. So here's an article in a newspaper, and it still has 1A, 2A, which would be the pages. But as you see, it doesn't have the volume or the issue. I still do not have any page numbers since this was from an online website. So that means this is all the information I can put, and this source is done. So now I'm going to look at my second source. Okay. This is a source from the Government of Canada. and it's just a general website. This also does not have an author. This has a organization as an author. So now I'm going to search through to see what I need to do here. So in my reference list, I see in the APA Style Guide, there's a note about author and authors. And so this tells me what to do if I have two authors, if I have a bunch of authors, a group author, an unknown author. So I'm going to call this a group author. The example they have here is Merriam-Webster, which is a company, so we're going to call this a group author. So this basically tells me that I should use the organization as the author name. So I'm going to use the Government of Canada as a name. Okay. It's also important, that's what I'm going to start with. It's also important to note that your reference list needs to be in alphabetical order. So since government starts with G and the entry I already put all of us starts with O, I need to actually put government first. So I'm just going to put Government of Canada. Okay. All right, so that told me how to start. And then it also says next I need the date. And this one, if I scroll all the way down, is from 2021. Okay, but now I don't know what else to do with my website. So I'm going to go back to my style guide and I'm going to look for something about electronic sources. Here it is. Okay. And web page or piece of online content. There we go. So now I need the year, the month, and the date, not just the year. So I have to go back down and see when in 2021 this was. So this was December 7th. And this would go backwards. So year, month, date. Okay. Then I need the title of the page. And so the title of the page here is Fuel Efficient Driving Techniques. And that gets put in italics with no capitalization except for the first letter. Sorry, the first word. Okay. And then the last thing I need is the name of the site and then the link to the URL. So the site is simply, I'm not really sure. If you can't figure out what the site is, then you just want to click, I'm going to copy my URL here while I'm on this page, but you just want to click on like the site's homepage. So I'm just going to click on where it says Government of Canada to see if the site has a name that is something other than Government of Canada. And it does not. So we're just going to put the site name is Government of Canada, and then I'm going to paste my URL. Now, one thing I have to pay attention to is that I did not do my hanging indent. So, and this is tricky in Word. So I'm actually going to delete all this. Go down to my next line, my next line, paste my indent, and now my indents will carry over. Okay. So there we go. Now I have that site. Okay, I have that reference listed. And then my third one is my YouTube video. So this is a TED Talk. It has an author, James Brew. So now I need to figure out how to cite this video. So going through my options here, it looks like this would be audio-visual media. So let's scroll down and see what we see. We have film or video. We have film or video in another language, TV series and episode. Oh, here we go, YouTube video. Okay, so first we start with the person or group who uploaded the video, which would be TEDx Talks. Okay. And then we have, what comes next? The entire date. And so this was 2010, October 25th. Oh, whoops, that's all supposed to be in parentheses. And then we have, I need the title of the video but in italics, but without capitalizations. So this is my title right here. TEDx Boulder, James Brew. The value of energy efficiency. Okay, efficiency brought me onto my second line, so I'm going to use my hanging indent. And then I have to put in brackets the word video. I'm going to do that. I'm going to follow exactly, so the period goes outside the brackets, and then where I got it from, so the website host, so that was YouTube, and then just the link. And so now I know how to cite that. So again, the point is, it would be impossible to expect you to memorize how to do these citations. So you're going to use your APA style guide as to assist you. And you need to just carefully figure out what type of source you have and look through the various options in your APA style guide to best match the type of source you have with the examples that they provide, and then create your reference page from there.